Good morning. We are joined by Travis Nichols, head men's basketball coach over at Mesa. Coach Nichols, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's get started here. We're currently 4-5 into the season. It seems like the pattern has been win one, then drop one, win one. We're obviously kind of right now struggling a little bit, but there's a lot of good things happening. Overall, early into the season, how do you think we've been performing?
Overall, I would if I was to give us ourselves a grade, I would probably be maybe a C plus.
A C plus.
With our overall, I love the guys' effort. I
Yeah,
know they are trying. Some of them freshmen. It's learning the system of junior college basketball. So when you have to learn the system of junior college basketball, you're going to have some ups and downs.
sure.
So as a group, trying to get them to have some chemistry with a few of our sophomores. We're trying to get that going. So overall, give us about a C plus because they are trying. They're
Sure.
giving their best effort. So just have to. It's a nurturing thing. So just have to keep nurturing them to uh, uh, bring the best out of them.
Absolutely, and that's I'm glad you brought that up. It's an entirely different game where if you're coming from club ball or and then jumping into men's collegiate basketball, it's an entirely different game. It's not
Right.
necessarily you have elite players that can score at will. Now it becomes a complete team game, right? And I
Right.
think that's where we are early in the game. I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. Three of the five losses that we've had were all under 8 points. And
Right.
for me, the 76-70 against Shafee, the 5 points from Saracoso, and the 82-9 loss to the Canyons. I mean, all those games are winnable. And from what I've seen and from what we've talked about, it's just a matter of getting the experience, right, with all these young players and finding each other out. Now, is that traditionally what happens in a basketball season this early in the year?
Um, I would say it all depends on your schedule.
Mhm.
We don't shy away from playing what we believe is the best competition. So to throw these guys, especially our freshmen,
Mhm.
in, we have four or five sophomores to throw them in against some of the best competition. Uh, that's the challenging part
Sure.
because they're from the jump ball.
Mhm.
These are games are that are these are critical games right here, and this is
Yeah,
not one that we're going in saying, "Oh, okay, yep, we're going to get this win. Let's just check this off." None
sure.
of the games that we played have been ones where we're checking. Every game that we played with our game plan was like, "Look, these are things we are going to
Mhm.
have to do to be able to win these games, and if we do not stick to the game plan, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to win these games." So going in, they're prepared, but again, they're really good teams that we are playing, and
Yeah.
it doesn't get any easier. Now, when conference starts,
Yeah.
going to the Cuyamaca tournament, so it doesn't get any easier. But I prefer this. I prefer them to take lumps now and learn and build. And again, it's about that nurturing for especially my freshmen, my sophomore players. They're going to do
Mhm.
what they do. They're going to do their best to put their teams on their back. Now the freshmen just have to step up a little bit more. Even though we're a small team, they just have to step up a little bit more to make plays, get crucial rebounds, get crucial stops. So we're putting a lot on them.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that I've noticed. Just looking at the stats, the team is improving, and that's an amazing thing to see because, as you said, it doesn't get any easier. The conference is tough.
Right.
Miramar's playing well, who we play this Wednesday.
Right.
Like you said, it's let's learn right from the get go. I like that thinking rather than what they always say about you learn most from the losses that you receive versus winning. And I think
Right.
it applies here. You've talked quite a bit about your freshmen. We have guys that are contributing right away. Dallas Schreider, who's averaging 11 points a game. You have Steve Stinson averaging 7 points a game. Q or Quajon Young averaging
Right.
a little over 6 points a game. Isaiah Robinson 5 points a game, and Elijah Ali. Now, what do you think is contributing right off the bat from these guys contributing this early in the game? And if you can tell me a little bit about what's making them successful this early on.
Well, bring them into the program. These are
Uh-huh.
my expectations.
Yeah.
I want you to do what you do best. And now, again, going back to that nurturing, it's
Hmm.
a lot of the what you talk about AAU. A lot of these players, they come from ball dominant. They always have
Hmm.
the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
They're shooting all the time. Now it's helping them to see it's not about shooting all the time.
Hmm.
Now it's about getting stops.
Hmm.
Now it's about picking and choosing what are the right shots for you. Now it's about hitting open shots.
Hmm.
All of these players are capable, but coming in, I'm letting them know I have high expectations of you. You do not want to learn going into your sophomore
Yeah.
season and go back and say, "Well, I should have did this as a freshman." No,
Hmm.
so I'm putting all the pressure on them early because I believe they can handle the pressure. So I'm putting it on them early. Like these are our expectations of you. You can do this. So in
Absolutely.
practice, it's a repeat thing. Nope, you can't do it this way. You have to do it this way. And sometimes it's a struggle for them. It's
Sure.
bumping heads a lot, but
Hmm.
they are starting to see the difference, especially some of our freshmen who are tiny, just with defense. Now they're starting to say, "Okay, coach, I get what you're saying
Hmm.
about I have to be stronger on defense. How I have to
Hmm.
stay down. I'm not blocking shots. How I have to stop dribble penetration." So they're starting to learn, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, and again, I can't stress enough. From you and I having conversations offline, it's the improvement is starting to show. From what the coaching staff identifying from a previous game, and then identifying that problem, and then fixing it into practice.
Right.
Whether it's the basics of the fundamental basics of boxing out properly, right? Those
Exactly.
those are the things that some people might overlook because it is basic and fundamental. However, those are the most important things, particularly
Especially
like
when you're a small team too. Especially when you're
absolutely.
small.
And we'll get to that. I have a question about that now. We can't obviously talk enough about Darren Taylor and Jaden Pate, both who are 1 and 2 in points per game. Darren Taylor not only is leading the team in points per game, but also leading the team in rebounds. And then
Right.
Jaden Pate, who's averaging 17.7 points per game, is leading the team in steals with 3 steals per game. Tell me a little bit of both about these guys. What makes them special? Let's start off with Darren. What makes Darren go, and what separates him from the rest?
Uh, Deron, as a freshman, people were like, "Well, how is he? He's had a breakout. He's season. He's doing all these things. He can do those things as a freshman, but he had a learning curve too as well, to where it was a back and forth battle with him. If you just do these certain things right, this will help your game and elevate your game. He took hold of that, and now he's flourishing. I told him, we need you to be a rebounder. If you have
Mm-hmm.
any expectations of getting to a 4 year and moving on, you have
Mm-hmm.
to be a big guard who's able to score, who's able
Mm-hmm.
to rebound. You're able to stick some of the better players, and
Mm-hmm.
he has stepped up. You will see him sticking centers sometime, forwards, 6'7". Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
now he doesn't shy away where before it was, just put him on the guard. Let's see what he does. But he doesn't shy away from sticking some of the better players, and we put him on some of the better players because we need what he has. He's just a strong guard, and he's not surprising me or the coaching staff with what he's doing right now.
Mm-hmm. And what about Jaden Pate?
Uh, Pate, he as a freshman too as well. Again, our team last season, we had several guys that were Division II, easily Division II guys. So these guys played underneath them, and now to have their chance to really show what they can do, he's flourishing as well. Great defender. He can only get better. He has things that he needs to tweak, but
Mm-hmm.
he's just showing the type of player that he is. And uh, again, that nurturing players to say, look, do things this way, and your game will start to it will go and it will start to show. Both of these guys are just examples of that.
Absolutely, and again, it's just the improvement that you see day in and day out is one of the
Right.
is lack of a better word, coolest things to see because you see them develop into, like you mentioned, when they come from AAU or whatever team they come from, they are the superstars. Here's the ball,
Right.
go do what you can do so we can win this game. As
Right.
opposed to, no, you're with grown men now. This is
Right.
this is a team sport. You got to move things around, and this is how we're going to win. We are joined by head coach Travis Nichols of Mesa men's basketball team. My question to you, and I think it's obviously no secret, we're kind of we're small this year,
Right.
due to
Right.
some injuries, and we scratch our head like, wow, we got all these amazing 1 and 2 guards that can move the ball, that can
Right.
jump, that can rebound.
Right.
I mean, it's the perfect piece. You got all your chess pieces coming into the season. We're like, let's go. And then obviously
Right.
the injury bug hit us a little bit. How difficult is it when you have your backcourt ready to go and then your bigs are no longer there? How difficult has it been, and what have you been doing to adjust from it?
Starting out, it's very frustrating because
Yeah.
you like say you put all the pieces and you're about to go and you're like, yes, we have it. We have the guards that we want now, but then life situation happens.
Sure.
When the life situation stuff starts to happen, you can only take a step back and be like, okay, I have to move on. We have to regroup. So we have to push that to the side. And the players that we have now, we just have to ingrain in them that we have no one coming to save us. You all have to save yourselves. So as a group, we have to do it. As a coaching staff, we have to do it. As players, you all have to come together and do it. And that's all we're doing right now. We are figuring out each game, what do we have to do, because we do not have a superstar. We don't have superstars. Every game that we have won, and the games that we are going to win, is going to take a team effort. So with these guys, they just have to come together, team effort of boxing out, getting rebounds, team effort of just getting stops, team effort of cheering guys on to just hit these open shots. We hit shots, we're going to always be in games. We hit shots, we're going to win a lot of games. So I'm not I've pushed the life issues aside, us not having our bigs, which is something just crucial. It's a huge blow to us. But now I just have to keep my spirits high, because when I keep my spirits high, the players, they feed off me, and that's what I want. But still get out there and let's do it.
Well, absolutely. I mean, you are definitely the right man for the job, and your assistant coaches to leave Coach Walls and all those guys. And, I've watched playing your games, and including that first game. This team competes. This team's not going to back down from anyone, regardless of how big you are. And I think that's a credit to the entire coaching staff and how you got to get them that bulldog mentality. I don't care if that guy is 6'7", you got boxed out. Because this is all we have. There's no one else. Hey, you're a 6-footer. You got to box out, and again, and that's a credit to the coaching staff and the mentality that you guys have set forth amongst these players. And it's going to be an exciting year. I think we're going to make some noise, and I think once we start getting a little bit more comfortable with each other and getting that system, and the shots start dropping in, because sometimes basketball, sometimes shots just don't drop. That's the nature of the game.
That IBC game is a living Victor Valley. The Victor Valley game is a living proof of that, because we couldn't hit anything.
it happens. That's what's bad. If it was easy, everyone could do it, but it's not. And also, the other team wants to win as well, so they'll make it as difficult for you as well. So, Coach, I thank you for your time. We've got, I believe, Miramar on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Something a little bit quick about them. What do we know about Miramar at this point? Obviously, they're off to a great start. They're 9-1 overall. I'm sure you guys have done quite a bit of scouting. What do we know about them, and what do we need to do in order to succeed, besides boxing out properly, of course?
Well, Miramar is always solid. They're well coached. They have a seasoned coach, and they're just solid players who rarely make a bunch of mistakes. So those type of teams can easily get on a roll of winning, and your mistakes help them. So we just have to go in confident. Don't think about their record. Don't think about who Miramar, because we have been successful at times playing Miramar. So we can't go in with our back against the wall. We have to go in confident with our game plan. And if we stick with our game plan, I believe we will come out with the win. But we just have to stick with our game plan. But they're just a well-coached team, seasoned team, and they just rarely make a bunch of mistakes. And they do have some sophomores that are leading them. So it's going to be a battle. It is definitely going to be a battle, and we're up for it.
Well, Coach, good luck this Wednesday. I'm sure we'll talk before then, and keep us up to date. And we'll talk soon.
All right, you have a good one. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.